Hey y'all, how you doing today? Dana here. Thought I'd pop in and let's talk about what's going on with my grocery bill. Oh my goodness, I go to the grocery store and it's a lot higher than it used to be. So I'm pulling out recipes that are going to stretch my dollar. And if you know anybody that needs to stretch their dollar, please share this video with them. Today we're going to make meatloaf. Now, y'all think about meatloaf. I love meatloaf. And I love meatloaf sandwiches the next day. So I always try to make enough meatloaf to have, a meal one night and a sandwich the next day with it because they are really tasty. Now, meatloaf came about years and years ago during some of the wars. And when we didn't have enough meat to go around or enough food to go around, cooks got real creative. And we cooks, we are a creative lot. And we got real creative, or they did, and they came up with this meatloaf recipe. So this is an easy meatloaf recipe, and it's in my book, Happiness is Homemade, y'all, which you can find right on Amazon. So let's get started, and let me tell you what's in the meatloaf. First off, you're going to need 1 pound of meat, okay? This is venison, ground venison, but you can use ground beef or ground turkey or whatever it is that you have. But we're using venison because I think I've told you my husband is a hunter and we enjoy venison. You're also going to need 3/4 of a cup of milk, and you're going to need 3 to 4 pieces of bread, 1 egg. You're going to need Worcestershire, a little dab of mustard, some ketchup, and some garlic powder. So those are the things that you're going to need. And you're going to need to crank your oven up to 375, which mine is already doing. You're going to need a baking dish of some sort to put it in. This is what I'm using. Y'all know I like to use my antiques. I scour the different shops looking for antiques, and this is one of my very old baking dishes. So I'm using this today. You're also going to want to spray it with some Pam. So let's go ahead, or some cooking spray. So let's go ahead and spray my pan here. Get it ready to hold my beautiful meatloaf that's coming up in just a minute. All right, y'all, let's get started. And I'm going to move this stuff over, and then we can start mixing it up. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is take care of your bread. And the reason you're putting all this bread in here is because you're stretching your food dollar. You're going to feed several more people because you've got this bread. You're going to tear it in little pieces and put it right here in the milk. 3/4 cup, remember, people. And I'm using a wheat bread because I'm trying to keep us healthy. And you can use whichever kind of bread you like. You just kind of tear it up. Now, this is going to take a few minutes. So what will we talk about while we're tearing up this? This is easy, too. So easy. And I love a good meatloaf sandwich. I can't tell you. And I don't know how you eat your meatloaf, but below, why don't you give me a comment? If you have leftover meatloaf, how do you eat it? I put it between 2 slices of bread. What do you do with yours? And another thing, if you love meatloaf, give me a heart. Let me know you love it. Just give me a heart right now. I would put a lot of hearts if it were me because I love meatloaf. And I like when I go to restaurants to taste of other people's meatloaves because, we all make them different. Every cook has their own version of how they want to do their meatloaf. And this is how I do mine. Now, in the cookbook, I have it labeled as turkey meatloaf because we're always trying to be a little healthier. And before my husband became an avid hunter, I would buy turkey, and we would use ground turkey. And listen, you will need to salt and pepper or however you want to do with your meat. And I've already done that for mine. You just put your meat in a bowl like I have over here. I'll show you. And kind of crumble it up and put your salt and pepper or whatever you want in there. I put salt, I don't put pepper, but that's just how I roll. But listen, you know what? I've been thinking, and my team has helped me decide that we need to try to reach we're at 11,000 followers right now, and we want to try to reach 15,000 by the end of this month. So, would you do me a favor and share this video? Can you just help me reach my goal? Share this video and help me get to 15,000 followers. And not only that, there's a lot of people that need to stretch their food dollar right now. And when they see how easy this is, their family's going to love it. And you know, some people use, instead of ketchup, they use barbecue sauce, but you know, I'm the traditional cook, so I'm doing the ketchup. Now, when you get here, I'm going to tell you, you're going to use your hands some. Just push that down in there or use your spoon. Push this down in here into the milk and let it get wet and soaked up in there. All right? Just let it soak. And see, it's getting all that milk in there, and that's going to keep your meat moist. All right, let's move that out of the way and move on with cooking it. Whoops, here, got to pull this on. All right, let's talk about what we need here. So we've got our meat, and I've got it broken up somewhat. And then we're going to start adding things to it. We're going to need 1 egg. Just crack that right in. We're going to need a teaspoon of mustard. Now, y'all, I'm just going to give a little squirt, and we're going to call it a teaspoon. And now we're going to need a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Actually, we need a tablespoon and a half. So let me not hold out on the flavor there. All right. We're going to need garlic powder. You just need a teaspoon of garlic powder. That's all you need. Now, if you don't like a whole teaspoon, you can use less. Or you don't have to use it at all, but it really does help the flavor. All right. And I use about 2 in here. I use about 2 tablespoons of ketchup. So here we go. Oops, there you go. If my teenage grandsons were here, they sure would laugh over that. All right, so we got this together, and I'm going to kind of stir this up. All right, get that incorporated, and then we're going to add the bread. All right, that's kind of stirred up. Now, you see this bread right here? I always pick it up with my hands and let the drips come out of it. And there's not a lot of drips left in this one because I used 4. Just a tiny bit of milk left. Grab something and wipe my hand. Okay, here we go. And all you do is get that incorporated. This is going to it's going to feed at least 2 more people because you put all of that bread in there. And you know, my husband is so glad I'm doing cooking videos. I mean, with his job, we have to go to a lot of meetings and things like that. But when I'm doing this and doing these cooking videos, he's just so glad I'm cooking. I mean, do y'all understand how he feels about that? He's like, yay, my honey's cooking. I'm going to have some good food. And he does a hard job, so he has to have good food. And I try to deliver. All right, this is what it looks like. It's just a little thing of meat. Now, I'm going to pour it into my pan like this, like so. There we go. And I'm going to use my hands here, so if you're squeamish, it'll be fine. Now we got to shape it. Now, I'm going to shape mine into a traditional loaf. Okay, I see some bread I want to mix up in there a little better, so I'm going to do that right here in the pan. All right, y'all, this looks so good, and it smells delicious. Okay. Make it look pretty. You want it to look pretty so that people will enjoy it. All right. And now what we've got to do is just put ketchup on the top. Now, I've tried different recipes throughout my married life cooking meatloaf. And some of them want you to add all this, that, and the other to it. But you know what? I have found that my family loves it the best if I just put ketchup on the top. So I'm going to do that and spread it out good. Now, how easy was that? How easy was that? And I go a little wild with ketchup because I like it. And when you cook it in there, it caramelizes. And I'm going to tell you something about that ketchup on top and how sweet it gets when it kind of caramelizes. It's a joy to eat. So if you love meatloaf, give me a heart right now or a thumbs up. Either one, a heart or a thumbs up if you love meatloaf. And if you love economical meals, give me another big heart because, you know, we gotta look out for each other and help each other cook meals and save money for our family. Now, got this done. What do we do now? We're going to cook it for 45 minutes, covered with aluminum foil at 375. Now, I'm going to tell you what I really always do. I do this. I spray with Pam or a cooking spray, and I kind of arch it a little bit so that my ketchup doesn't get mixed up, because I'm serious about this ketchup. It is good. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put it in the oven for 45 minutes at 375. And then when the 45 minutes is up, you take off the foil and leave it in there for 15 more minutes. And I've got one about ready to come out that I put in earlier today. I told you, my husband's so happy because he's like, Dana's cooking two, not one, but two meatloafs. And so he's a pretty happy guy. But anyway, let me pull this out. Give me a sec. Oh my goodness, this is what it looks like, people. Look at that. Don't you wish you were here with me? Taste a good bite of this. Oh, David's going to love me for this. Oh, well, let me put the other one back in. All right, this one goes in. Okay. 45 minutes on that one. Let's look at this one. Y'all, if you want to serve the meatloaf and it's perfect, you're going to let this sit for just about, maybe 10 minutes. Let the juices get all incorporated. Let it sit there and just get all wonderful and beautiful. And you can be getting your other stuff together and set your table and all that stuff while this is happening. But being the Southern girl that you know I am, I'm a-fixin' to take me a bite of this meatloaf. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to try to take it from underneath, but I'm also going to try to get some of that ketchup because, oh my goodness, that ketchup is heaven, heaven, heaven on earth. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now, we're going to have to talk a minute because this will burn my mouth. So, I just want to remind you that you can find the recipe in this book, Happiness is Homemade, y'all, and it's on Amazon. It'll come right to your house, and I hope you like it. It's got Southern stories, tried and true recipes that have been in my family for generations and generations, and it's got funny food stories of things that have happened to us through a couple of 100 years. So I hope you like it. It's been selling great so far, and I'm just appreciative and love everybody that's watching my videos because I'm just a little Southern mama in the kitchen here. All right, here you go. It's still smoking pretty good. Let me do a little. Oh, it's still hot. Let's talk a little bit more. Listen, I have a place where you can get on my emails. If you would like to get my emails, go to www.danastandridge.com, and when you get on there, you can sign up for my emails, and every time I send out an email, you'll get one. And I have good emails, so go ahead and get on there. And also, you can join me on YouTube. If you go over to YouTube and hit my subscribe button, to find me on YouTube, just type my name in, Dana Standridge, and my channel will pop up. Click the subscribe button, and all that means, now first of all, subscribe is free, and all that means is whenever I put out a new video, it'll alert you and let you know I've got a new video. But also, you can go to YouTube if you've missed any of my videos. There's about 47 or 48 videos on there that I've made, and you can go back and watch me cook everything from ugly biscuits to yummy chicken pie to, roasted corn and black bean salsa. All that stuff is on there. So anyway, okay, folks, I think it's cool enough for me to take this bite. Now, y'all talk amongst yourselves while I chew. Well, I may have to get another one. That is good. And y'all, that ketchup, the meat is so tender and it's not dry at all. Because we put this milk in it, it is so tender. Y'all, you're going to love this. Well, let me get one more bite and then I'm going to tell you what I always say. That's good. Y'all know what I always say. The good Lord loves you, and I love you too. Y'all go out and share my videos and help somebody make an economical meal for their family. Easy, easy meatloaf.